Hey, what's going on, everybody? EnteRChazmaN here, and if you haven't seen on the channel, we had a podcast called the EnteRChazmaN podcast that we were kind of attempting to kind of routinely do every week, or what was it, once a month, I think is what we were going for. But if you haven't been able to tell on the channel, we're on a little bit of a hiatus, well, probably, definitely a hiatus. But something I wanted to get back into is without the podcast, I've kind of lost my chance to kind of give some of my thoughts and delve deeper into some of the kind of news and happenings around kind of the interweb or gaming or TV shows or whatever the heck is kind of interesting me, at the moment. So yeah, this is something. Welcome to the weekly roundup. This is something that I think I don't think this is something I definitely want to start doing per week, weekly. And what we're gonna do here is I'm just gonna pick some topics around gaming, entertainment, media, whatever, stuff that interests me. And I'm going to give some opinions, some stuff. But I'll be honest, the primary goal I'd like to get into is just to kind of delve into some of these things and explain it to you, what is happening, and provide you guys some additional information into whatever said topic. So again, we're going to be giving some opinions, but I'd like to stick to more of the educational aspect of this. So what do you say we go ahead and what is it, Philip DeFranco our way? Let's just dive right into it. All right. So if you haven't seen, one of the biggest stories that's been kind of floating around and is definitely, well, I'm gonna be honest, I'm getting to this story a little bit late. But for the last few weeks, probably the most popular thing that people are kind of talking about, not only in gaming, but, just other kind of drama and T channels, I guess, around YouTube. But this, I don't want to say this, making it seem like he's a nobody. Dr.Disrespect, the giant YouTuber slash Twitch streamer that's been around for a minute. And if you haven't seen, he's getting kind of put through the ringer and right through the coals, pretty hardcore. And I kind of wanted just to kind of look at his situation and to, again, inform you guys just as to why what's happening is what's happening. And yeah, really kind of messed. I don't say kind of messed up, and just overall interesting with all parties involved. So what do you guys say we go ahead and dive into it? So, just a little bit off the dome. If you guys don't know who Dr. Disrespect is, he is a giant he started off, he had multiple jobs in kind of the industry, from what I read, and worked with some companies that were like related to Call of Duty or something like that. So he's kind of been around. He's been doing some stuff on the internet for a bit. But from what I understand, he really didn't gain major popularity until, what is it, about 2017 or 2018. And that was when he started streaming the games H1Z1 and most notably, other than that, PUBG. The dude was gigantic. I'll be honest. I mean, it was some of his earlier scandals are the reason why I kind of learned who he was. But definitely at this time, from understanding, he was really getting big and gaining popularity. If you don't know, his kind of shtick, his whole personality, his persona, all of it revolves around him kind of wearing a mustache, glasses, as you can see here, and he's acts as like a cool '80s character, like an '80s action hero, action star. He acts like he's too cool for any situation. He's kind of mean and rude intentionally. Speaking of the '80s, I bet you his favorite song is "She's Only 17" by Winger. Zing! If you don't know, the dude's like 6'8", so you can kind of see him raging here, but it is kind of a funny shtick, and I do think it is an entertaining persona. My problem is from his earlier scandals, very early on, I kind of was turned off by him, and I thought he was kind of a jerk, and I don't know. As it turns out, in my opinion, I was kind of proven right. Not to toot my own horn. Again, this isn't me wanting to like tap dance on someone's downfall, or I'm sure people would say, "Oh, you're celebrating this dude getting canceled." It's like no. I mean, if even if he would have gone on and hadn't have done a bunch of crappy things, I wouldn't have cared. I mean, I wouldn't have paid attention to him. But he legitimately is in the wrong for what he's again, we'll get into it. So let's get into it. I would say the very first time I had heard of Dr. Disrespect was probably his first few scandals that he'd had. If you don't know, we'll go ahead and move on over. Sorry about that. Once again, furthermore, to prove how big he was and how big he was, how much he was supported on the Twitch platform, Twitch ended up doing an entire ad for Dr. Disrespect. That was, I don't remember, I don't know where it was posted. I'm assuming other, maybe television or other places, you know, spread out throughout Twitch. But you can clearly see how much money was put into this guy from the platform Twitch. Have an entire ad with, you know, clearly has a high budget. And I'll be honest, I think I've always thought this was a funny ad. I don't know, it's just super interesting that you can kind of, again, see how beloved he was kind of by Twitch and by people in general. There was a lot of people at the time that were like really big fans, and even now through all of this stuff, there's some diehards that are, in my opinion, should have distanced themselves away from him quite a bit, in my opinion. But again, the dude was big. Dude was a big deal. He was getting pretty good, pretty good. He was getting really good numbers on Twitch, and he was probably the biggest name on Twitch, maybe at the time, I would dare say. I don't know that for sure. But again, the first time I had heard about him, the earliest scandal from the Dr. Disrespect world that I had heard of was the whole cheating on his wife thing at TwitchCon 2017. If you don't know, again, first major scandal. He apparently had some infidelity with a lady over at. I guess he met up with someone. If you don't know, dude's married. Dude has a kid. So clearly early on, he doesn't have a problem messaging and really getting to know his fans, which, again, that should be a problem that after this scandal, everyone should have kind of seen the writing on the walls. Possibly. I mean, I don't mean to, you know, totally rip on the guy for infidelity, but that's not, I think most people would say that's not cool. And, you know, especially talking to your fans, that's, as a YouTube creator, you know, not acting like I'm big honcho with millions and millions of people, fans, but, you know, something I would definitely think, if you're that big and you have that much of a dedicated fan base, you want to be respectful. I would assume you don't want to get emotionally tied or emotionally involved with any of your fans. I think that's a very odd kind of a dynamic to have. I guess you could say that's always been the case with stardom and celebritydom, you know, since the beginning of time. But yeah, so yeah, he had infidelity with somebody at TwitchCon. Here, we will play his apology post that.
Hey guys,
One thing, this is the I should say, when we get to the modern day problems with Dr. Disrespect, this is the only time you've seen him out of character, seemingly in good faith, kind of apologizing for something in general. He's not in character. This is really a heartfelt apology. It's so the fact that he was willing to go so hardcore for this apology versus the modern part, again, keep that in mind as we watch.
kind of have a little bit of an announcement. And I just want to be completely transparent with you guys. As you guys know, I have a beautiful family and a wife and kid. And I want to be transparent that I've been unfaithful. And and I'm probably going to be taking some time away time off.
You like saying that.
On, stupid fucking mistakes, man. I'm gonna take time off to focus on my family, and so I just wanted to let you guys know that, and I apologize to you guys and Slick Daddy. You guys are
okay. You get it, dude is he's apologizing. He feels awful. Again, my opinion, this shouldn't be something that you apologize to us for. And again, my opinion, this should be something that is probably kept in house, that you apologize to your significant other and your family for. Granted, good on you for getting out of character and apologizing in general, but yeah, I don't know. I would say early on, this was kind of red flags to me that I didn't. Not quite sure I like how this guy handles some things. But again, at the beginning, this shouldn't be something that people could have foreseen of the events to come, in my opinion. I don't know. Okay, so moving on. The next scandal that we are getting into is going to be the bathroom incident. If you guys didn't know. What was it? Just for the 2017 infidelity scandal, he temporarily stopped streaming for a few months. That's about it. Took a little bit of a break. Woohoo. And then in 2019, he was banned from Twitch and had his badge revoked at then, rest in peace, E3, because this genius was, if you can't see here, there he is. This genius decided to take a cameraman and go record a live stream in a bathroom, in a huge event in a public restroom. I don't think you have to be a genius to know that recording in a bathroom is illegal, which it of course should be. And this dude is live streaming from there. Yeah, was very much a bonehead move. Again, this was like kind of the second time I never watched the guy's streams or content. So this was like the second time that, I was kind of like hearing about this guy. And granted, that can make you I can understand how that can make you a bit biased if you're not paying attention to this person's content and all you're listening to is the scandals that are coming from them. I can understand that. But still, regardless, I didn't have the best image of this person. But yeah, let's continue on. So yeah, he goes into the bathroom, then out of the blue posts this crappy bathroom incident. I'm sorry, I had to post the bathroom incident. He was just suddenly banned from Twitch in June 2020. Returned a few months later to stream on YouTube. So I remember this very clearly. If you guys don't remember, yeah, he was suddenly banned from Twitch. No information was given. Nothing ever came out about that, which left for what going on for, or what was 4 years. People were speculating for years, especially towards the beginning, about what he got banned for. I think a lot of people had assumed it was, again, impropriety of some sort, or maybe, infidelity again. And I think what I had personally thought was the real issue was more contractual stuff. The fact that Twitch was so cagey and he was cagey and no one was sharing any information, I had initially, again, had thought it was some sort of contractual thing. I don't know. There were so many theories and speculations as to why. But, yeah, so later on, like immediately right after that, this guy, Rod Breslau, or Slasher, back in 2020, he had said something. I think I have that right. Nope. Yes, if you can see here, this tweet from a Rod Breslau, or Slasher. He says, "Look, for several hours now, I have been told from credible sources the reason Dr. Disrespect has been banned. However, due to the importance and sensitivity around the subject, I have refrained from going in on it. I don't feel comfortable with it currently." So this guy, along with a few others, back in 2020, had, again, at the time, he was an employee at Twitch, along with the other people who were speaking on it. But none of them were giving out any information, and all of them were saying very cryptic things about how bad and how they didn't want to touch this with a, I don't know, what's the phrase, 20-foot pole, whatever. You know, nobody was going in on it. So again, years later go by, we all speculate and kind of talk about that, we theorize what's happening. Oh, I forgot, there was another guy who was kind of telling all, was Jake Lucky, and his name will come back up once again. So what had happened is Jake Lucky, oh, there he is, there's the guy I was just talking about. But Jake Lucky, along with a few others, had started tweeting out that they, we'll read it right here. A former Twitch employee has come forward and stated the alleged reason for Dr. Disrespect. Oh, Cody Connors was another guy that had kind of released the tea, released the knowledge. But yeah, former Twitch employees come forward and stated the alleged reason for Dr. Disrespect's permanent Twitch ban was for sexting a minor. Whoa, no, none of us. No, I don't think anyone was expecting that in the previous Twitch Whispers product. If you don't know, Twitch Whispers, I actually don't know anything about Twitch Whispers. I'm never on Twitch. From what I understand, it was some sort of, that probably should have been something I looked further into. I think it's been discontinued at this point, but what it was just a way for people to communicate, or, you know, via direct messaging, DM stuff. So Cody Connors had said he got banned because he got caught sexting a minor in the then existing Twitch Whispers product. He was trying to meet up with her at TwitchCon, the powers that could be read in plain text. Case closed, gang. And then, not long after Dr. Disrespect, this was baffling, a mind-boggling tweet from Dr. Disrespect to kind of respond with to these allegations. He said, Jake, seriously, I get it. It's a hot topic, but this has been settled. No wrongdoing was acknowledged, and they paid out the whole contract. What are you doing, my guy? Oh, I should have said Guy Beam. That's his name, Guy Beam. My guy. My guy, what are you doing? That is... If you're trying to make yourself look like you're innocent for something, that is not how you approach that. No wrongdoing was acknowledged. Just because nothing was acknowledged does not mean no wrongdoing happened. I'd like to think that is a pretty obvious statement, but man, this, yeah, not a good way to defend yourself. And I think, again, I'm late to the story, but I think everyone is all in agreement that is not a proper way to defend yourself. If you're does this guy not have PR? Like, that's another thing I've been thinking about through this entire thing, is like Dr. Disrespect has got to be worth 10s, 20s, 30s, 40s millions of dollars. It's like do they not have social media PR people that they have not have lawyers telling them, dude, do not talk about this if any accusations come out? That's a whole nother story that I'm sure we'll find out more about. You know, maybe his business practices and whatnot. But yeah, so as we move on, okay, sorry about that. I had to find the tweet. I don't know. That was the one thing. One of the major things I needed in here was the tweet of him talking about it. So again, later on, after the Jake Lucky thing, Dr. Disrespect finally tweeted out and addressed the accusations themselves. And again, PR. Where's the lawyers? This. I don't know why I'm saying that. I'm glad all this is out so that this guy can be shown to the world. But still, it's, in terms of logic, is why I'm like, what do you... Okay. But let's go ahead and read it. Let's go ahead and kind of dissect this a little bit. So the Twitch ban, says Dr. Disrespect. Hello, I'd like to make a quick statement. Let's cut the effing BS. As you know, there's no filter with me. I've always been upfront and real with you guys on anything that I can be upfront about. And I'm always willing to accept responsibility, which is why I'm here now. First and foremost, I do want to apologize to everyone in my community, as well as those to me, close to me, my team, and everyone at Midnight Society Game Studio. If you don't know, we'll talk about them. Midnight Society Game Studio is the studio that he started up with, I don't know, friends and other people kind of involved in the industry. I think they said there was a team of about 55 people that are in the Midnight Society. We'll bring them back up here in a bit. A lot of people have been left in the dark about what happened yesterday with Midnight Society and we made the painful decision. Oh, that's what I forgot to bring up. This whole topic that he's bringing up is all in occurrence with the game developer Midnight Society deciding to drop him. Now, did I have the quote from Midnight Society before we do? Yep, here we go. So before we put this on the back burner for a sec. So Midnight Society. On Friday evening, we became aware of an allegation against one of our co-founders, Guy Beam, aka Dr. Disrespect. We assumed his innocence and began speaking with parties involved, and in order to maintain our principles and standards as a studio and individuals, we needed to act. For this reason, we are terminating our relationship with Guy Beam immediately. While these facts are difficult to hear and even more difficult to accept, it is our duty to act with dignity on behalf of all individuals involved, especially the 55 developers and families we have employed along with our community of players. Okay. So, clearly Midnight Society decided to make a pretty drastic decision. They did some research. I'm guessing what they found is stuff that we still haven't heard or learned anything about. But I'm guessing the stuff they found was not good. Even more bad news for this guy. But because of that, actually I will say, there is a moment. There was this on stream as well. We'll show this. This is Osmond Gold. We'll borrow this from Osmond. So during this Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree stream, he mildly talks about the allegations.
Said some things will come out the next days that'll clear things out. He heard behind the.
And then later on, you'll see he gets some news while he's on stream, which very clearly is a text that Midnight Society is dropping him. So you can definitely see his demeanor during this is
I think the first and foremost, though,
different.
Is you know, I did have a sort of a planned vacation coming up.
And then during the stream, post all of that, he decides how he has a vacation coming up that he's going to be getting into.
You know, I know for my vacacion, how long my vacation is, but you know, I think more importantly, we need to step away. I think when I say step away, I mean, I'm gonna have to either relay this to the Midnight Society, but you know, maybe I step away from there too. Just completely remove myself from the scene. It's what I need to do. Right? Take all the time you need, says Layer Cake. I appreciate that.
Oh,
I appreciate that. I'm telling you.
Make him feel good.
It's fatigue. It's tired. It's wanting to just kind of
now you feel fatigued now that you're being called out for something crappy.
That's what it's about. I mean, shit, there's 50 million other streamers you can watch right now. It's time to drive into the sunset, says Swervin. Oof, man, I like your style. It might be time to drive in the sunset, champs. I appreciate all of you. Please do me a favor. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your week. And we'll see you soon.
Okay, so now to finish up with the tweet. Doc's tweet here. He said, everyone has been wanting to know why I was banned from Twitch, but the reasons were outside of my control. I was not allowed to say anything for the last several years. Now that the two former Twitch employees have publicly disclosed the accusations, I can now tell you my side of the story regarding the ban. Were there Twitch whisper messages with an individual minor back in 2017? The answer is yes. Were there real intentions behind these messages? The answer is absolutely not. These were casual, mutual conversations that sometimes leaned too much in the direction of being inappropriate, but nothing more. Nothing illegal happened. No pictures were shared, no crimes were committed. I never even met the individual. I went through a lengthy arbitration regarding a civil dispute with Twitch, and that case was resolved by a settlement. Let me be clear, it was not a criminal case against me, and no criminal charges have ever been brought against me. Now, from a moral standpoint, I'll absolutely take responsibility. I should have never entertained these conversations to begin with. That's on me. That's on me as an adult, as a husband, and a father. It should never have happened. I get it. I'm not perfect. I'll own my effing crap. This was stupid. Now, with all that said, don't get it effing mistaken. I've seen all the remarks and labels being thrown around so loosely. Social media is a destruction zone. Yeah. Now it's a destruction zone. Now that stuff's happening that you don't like. I mean, granted, I think most people don't like social media, but I don't know. Weird time to start blaming that. I'm no effing predator or a pedophile. Are you kidding me? Anyone that truly knows me effing knows where I stand on those things with those types of people. F that. That's a different level of disgust that I effing hate even about that. Don't be labeling me as the worst of the worst. Your exaggerations. Get the F out of here with that crap. But I think I've said what I needed to say regarding the ban itself. That's it. That's why Twitch made the decision in 2020. To my team, community, industry friends that have supported me, I apologize. I wish I could have said all this sooner. You guys have always showed me and my family love and support throughout all these years. We love you guys like you can't imagine. I have the effing best community and circle. If any of this made you uncomfortable, I get it. You don't have to support me anymore, but just know you've always been greatly appreciated. But trust me when I say this to all my haters that live and breathe social media with zero life experience, I don't give an F about you. Finally, if you're uncomfortable with this entire statement, I think I'm a piece of crap. That's fine, but I'm not effing going anywhere. I'm not the same guy that made the mistake all those years ago. I'm taking an extended vacation with my family, as mentioned on stream, and I'm coming back with a heavy weight off my shoulders. They want me to disappear? Yeah, effing right. So, from Dr. Disrespect. So, again, where's your PR team? Where's your lawyers? Just being so combative and to be fair, I think there is a place to be combative and to really try and attack stuff like this. The problem is that the way he's been saying it and he's been kind of letting, I don't know. I think he's been letting the cat out of the bag. So, all right. So, was that everything? Oh, I did have one last thought to kind of bring up with this issue. And that's from the point of view of Twitch itself. I think it's highly disturbing that Twitch, for basically almost 4 years, all they did was just kind of ban him and not exactly say why they banned him. And I think that could have been pretty hurtful over the years, because if you know that this guy was on his way to being a pedo and was inappropriately messaging minors and out here cheating all willy-nilly. Not that the cheating part is the important part's the talking inappropriately with children or underage minors. I think it would have been helpful to have put that information out so that people could have known and people could have, I don't know, stayed away. But I think what a lot of people are theorizing as to why Twitch didn't do this is because Twitch could have been held liable, or just, I guess, PR-wise, they would have looked bad because either one, it proves that they are in their Whisper product. They were actually like looking at people's messages, which I don't think I'd be kind of surprised if that doesn't happen already, that companies aren't looking at your DMs. So yeah, that's not the important part. But the important part to me is that they were just protecting him because he was a huge name, and they want to, I don't know, protect their big creators. I don't know. It's fascinating and very disturbing, all of this. So that's it. That's everything. That gets us caught up to modern times of what's going on with the Dr. Disrespect story. Yeah, I guess now he's officially on his little break, his vacation. I'm assuming, everyone is assuming that sometime either this week or in the near future, we'll be getting the official documents, or getting to see what actually was said, now that everyone kind of knows what was happening and the reason for the ban. Now all that's left is to see just how inappropriate what he was talking about, and not out of like curiosity. I most certainly don't think that we scientifically need to know, but it's just like, just how it's, I don't know, I would think it's helpful just to know how much of a dirtbag is this guy. Is he a small dirtbag, or is he a huge dirtbag? I don't know. To be fair, I would also say that, like, perhaps it's good we never know and never find out some of the specifics, because, I mean, again, we are talking about someone who, we don't know the age of the person, but may still be a minor. So I don't know. Perhaps it's good we don't learn more. We don't want to put that person's face out in the front, because the internet. Like, if anyone ever gets an inkling or a hint as to who this person is, this minor, most definitely will have crazies and the insane doc fans kind of going after this person. So now that I'm saying that, I convinced myself. I think it's probably good we never find out anymore. Doc's already admitted to wrongdoing. He's getting canceled, whatever. He'll come back. He'll Kick will throw him a couple million to go stream on their platform before long. They seem to like his type, I guess. But yeah, I don't, down in the comments, that's kind of everything. That kind of that wraps up everything, gets us all caught up. Down in the comments, I'd love to know, do you guys think I handled this well? Do you think I covered this well? Please do let me know. Did I miss anything? If I did miss anything, feel free to let me know what it was. All right, that's it. You've been filled in, as Phil DeFranco says. All right, so we're gonna move on to our next story. Okay, so moving on to an actual YouTuber that I liked at one point. I won't spend anywhere near the amount of time that I talked about Dr. Disrespect, but for Boogie2988, if you guys don't know who Boogie2988 is, he is a long-time YouTuber that's been kind of around the gaming, or was around the gaming scene for a while. I can kind of show you a clip here, but this type of content here is Boogie2988. He was known for his large size. He was a big guy, unhealthily big for a very long time. He more was known for this character he liked to do called Francis, and he kind of had like a dual personality almost type thing going on, where he had the Francis character and he had his normal character. I, as a gamer, as a young person, when I was first watching Boogie, let's see, this video's his Destroy an XBOX video. This is like 12 years ago, so that I was probably 18, 19 when I saw this. But yeah, it was like a character that was funny, almost completely ridiculous as a gamer, and I kind of connected with the Francis character mainly because of the gaming aspect. I always thought it was funny, and I don't know, around this time I was watching stuff like Filthy Frank and Boogie and H3H3 and all sorts of stuff like that. I'd got, Max Mofo. I was big into that crowd. A lot of iDubbbz, a lot of those people are kind of out of the scene now. But yeah, I liked Boogie's content. I thought it was fun, just gaming content. I thought it was entertaining. So I guess where I'm going is that he has fallen pretty far from grace since this time. I don't have as much info as I did with Doctor, but essentially what had happened is that he had gained a large amount of money, considerable over the time. And later on in interviews, I've seen him, I think on H3, I'd seen him do an interview where he was talking about how all of the money he had been getting at the time, he had been putting into crypto. And just a very poor money management from him. But yeah, he had made millions, and he kind of just wasted everything. I don't know, the guy has always had kind of mental instability. He had like a difficult childhood, and just always, again, I don't want to bash on him too much, but he's always had issues, always had problems. Another thing that popped up later in life was that he went and got gastric bypass, which he was totally needed, because I guess doctors had told him, he wasn't going to live for very long if he didn't do something about that. But yeah, so he kind of did that, and then shortly after that, he just, kind of changed as a person eventually, and stopped covering gaming and started covering more drama and stuff kind of going on with the internet and things people are doing, and which I guess I'm technically doing as well. But I don't know, I'm still doing the gaming stuff. I still enjoy that. But yeah, he just kind of drifted away from the content that I had like grown accustomed to him covering. Stopped talking about like Zelda and World of Warcraft and all that stuff went out the window. So it's just like, once that happened for me, I'm like, once the Francis character had kind of deteriorated and we were just left with Boogie or Steven, I was just like, this guy kind of sucks. Like, I liked Boogie, or I liked Francis. I don't like the Steven guy, which I don't know if that's mean to say, but things happen. You can't like people forever, I guess. But yeah, so essentially what has been going on with him recently is he went over and he started a podcast, or he went in to try to do boxing, tried a boxing match, which I don't know anyone who followed that. He became friends, oddly enough, with Keemstar, if you guys remember Killer Keemstar. Just like in hindsight, Keemstar isn't as bad as some other YouTubers that are out nowadays, but he still is like not a great dude. I wouldn't want to be associated with him, but I don't know. He gets along with Boogie. So Boogie's now friends with him. He's been doing streaming and stuff with him. They have a podcast, the Lol Cow podcast, which it's like no, like you guys are the lol cows. That's why I'm like, I don't know. But the whole purpose of this segment is just for me to talk about that I did like this guy at one point, and it is kind of disappointing to seeing how kind of far he's kind of fallen. The biggest thing recently was he attempted to start, or he didn't attempt, he did. He started a crypto called, what was it, Fatty Coin, and it gained quite a bit of notoriety. I mean, here you can see, I know CoffeeZilla did an entire interview talking with him about the problems with it and what he was doing, and then I know, like, look here, like Penguin Zero or Moist Critical is sitting here talking about him, and he's kind of just like, he's just a scammer now. I mean, it's disappointing. I mean, I know that kind of side of the internet, like when you get into the Logan and the Jake Pauls and Keemstar and stuff, like when you go down that rabbit hole, it always comes back around to scamming. So it's, again, I don't want to act like it's disappointing because I had kind of fallen off this dude anyways. Once he stopped talking about gaming, I was like, all right, I'm done. But yeah, he started a crypto called Fatty Coin, and if you want to see here, this is something CoffeeZilla talked about in his thing. But it did basically what you would expect. Oh crap, you guys can't see that. Well, maybe if I zoom out. There we go. But it basically does what every, crazy crypto scheme does. It starts out hot, day one, immediately tanks, goes down into the dumps. My opinion on crypto. I think it could. I've always thought that crypto in the future could be useful, could be legit. I've never thought that now it is. I think mostly it's a scam. That's my opinion. I mean, when you look at every single chart, everything that has to do with crypto, it's all basically used for scams. It's all rug pulls. All of these people that start some of these big cryptos, they're normally like celebrities, like the Logan Pauls with, what was it, gosh, what was it, Dink Doink? Crap like that with Logan Paul, and then you got Fatty Coin, and I think Andrew Tate had like a coin of his own. It's like, it's kind of known what happens with these, like people who start the coin will tell their friends, near people they know the most, tell them about their crypto that they're going to start before it's even open day one, and they let them buy in before they even put it up on the market. And then they put it up on the market, and then they wait for people to buy in, and then all those people that they told about it early, they back out. It's like, that's what happens here. That's what this chart shows, is that, like, it starts out hot, bam, people sell immediately. And it's just a common occurrence. This always happens with these cryptos. And there's, I think there is some value to maybe like Bitcoin or something, like some of the bigger ones. But as far as all these like meme coins and Dogecoin, all this crap that pops up, what was it? SafeMoon. SafeMoon was a big one. I remember people talking about. But yeah, even here you can see Moist Critical showing a chart of his own. That might be the same one I'm showing, but it's like, it happens every time. And then just Boogie got this new girlfriend who, like, as you can see here, he's like in his entire Andrew Tate video, he just kind of has her scantily dressed, and it's just like, I kind of feel bad for her almost to an extent. I don't know. I feel like he's kind of been using this girl, but she's an adult. So yeah, I'll wrap up my thoughts. I don't have anything crazy to say about Boogie. I kind of don't want to talk about him all that much. I used to like him. Now he kind of does, in my opinion, crappy content, and then now is attempting to scam people with crypto. So it's like, yeah, this is not someone who I'm like crazy about anymore. And he's just like, he's very dishonest about like the things he's doing as well. If you see interviews with, if you read this one right here where he talks about the crypto thing and the thing with CoffeeZilla, he's so dishonest about things, and I get the feeling that he's also like, I don't know, like clout hungry, which I don't understand that area of the internet where it's like they want to be clout hungry, they want to generate they want to sow dislike and drama, like when you watch his podcast, and it's like, dude, if you just made good content, like, I'd come back. I don't know. There's got to be some benefit for it. Who knows? That's Boogie2988. I mean, yeah. All right, so what do you say we go ahead and rapid fire our way through these last few topics? Another big thing that kind of caught my eye, I've never been a huge... I haven't played many of the Dead Rising games. I only really played and dabbled with the first one, and I think it was mainly because back on 360 I had like a demo disc, so I continued playing the demo, never actually played the game in its entirety, but I know the game's pretty popular, and the first two, I think, more in particular, a lot of people like. So, some news coming from from Capcom is that they announced that they have a Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster. I'll go ahead and play it, and we can kind of chit-chat. So this is a trailer that they dropped for Dead Rising Remaster. Or it's called Remaster, but from what I understand, it's more along the lines of a remake. But yeah, they kind of announced this, and they're going to be going back to Frank West. We're going to be going back into the mall. But yeah, there's a couple things here that are super interesting. So they said that this is going to be coming out in, what was it, September? Yep. So a full-on remaster coming out in September 19th, 2024, and I believe that's for a digital deluxe. The physical, from what I understand, is going to be coming out more in November. So it's kind of like a staggered release for both of these. I for one, have never played, or again, I've never completed the original Dead Rising. I may end up doing it, but there was something interesting, in my opinion, that came out of this. So if you don't know, Terrence J. Rotolo was the original voice actor for Frank West, and from what I understand, they didn't bring him back, and they've recast it, so it's a brand new voice actor for Frank West, and I'm none too happy about that. I liked Terrence J. Rotolo. They did get covered in some news articles where they actually talked to him. Classic. So there was a quote here from Terrence. Says Steven, I got Boogie's name still in the brain. But yeah, here we go. The answer to your question is, I have no answer, Rotolo said. All I can say is that I've always been grateful for every opportunity to bring Frank to life. An actor's job, when called upon, is to show up prepared. Deliver your best, and when done, move on to the next mission. I simply wasn't called for this mission. The reasons are the producer's own, when he was asked, I think on social media, about it. So, clearly Capcom had no interest in bringing him back for some reason. I don't know if there's any... I probably should have looked it up. I don't know if there's any controversy with Steven Rotolo. From what I understand, I had never heard anything about the guy, so... Kind of a bummer. I think what I'm going to end up doing is, shortly before this game comes out, I'm probably going to play and finish the 360 version, or whatever newer updated version I might have. I know I have the game behind me somewhere, but yeah, I'll probably play it just because I want to experience it with the original voice actor, and I may play the remaster, but I'll play it like later on, probably much later. I don't know. But yeah, so you guys have that to look forward to. We got a remaster of Dead Rising coming. Now, does this bring up the question of, will we be getting a remasters of 2 or 3? I mean, 3 is the one on... 3 and 4 were on Xbox One. And then I would think 2 would make sense, seeing as how that was also on 360. And then, what was there? There was also that DLC add-on for 2 that was like really popular. I don't remember the name of it. Alright, just so I don't look super freaking lazy. So I got my... Oh no, it's keying out my original Dead Rising. I've got Dead Rising 2 right there. And then I've also got Dead Rising 2 Off the Record. So that's the DLC I was thinking of. Kind of curious if at any point they decide to revisit those other ones as well. So yeah, that was just it. I just want to talk about that. The trailer looked really cool. Very modern graphics, effects. I thought the first one looked like a really good game at the time. But yeah, it was very impressive, the original, because of how many zombies it could render on screen alone for that hardware was pretty impressive. Even to this day, I'm not quite sure how they were able to make it work with, you had to have a lot of processing power to do that, and for those consoles, I'd imagine, I don't know, that'd be an interesting thing to look into, is how they were able to pull that off. Because I know, especially with the Xbox One, that Dead Rising 3, now that game threw in like as many zombies on screen as possible, so kind of fun. Okay, so moving on to the next one. So that's Capcom. They also, I guess I'll also mention, Capcom also announced that they're working on the next Resident Evil game during some Capcom event. So can have that to look forward to. I haven't really liked it. They said they're going to be doing, was it Resident Evil 9? I haven't really loved like the modern Resident Evil games, but I don't know. I've played all of them, so I'll play it whenever it comes. Again, I don't want to talk about that too much because all they did was say it's being worked on, pretty much. Alright, so, and the last major couple things I wanted to touch on was some good news from Xbox on Xbox, is it Live? No, Game Pass. I still call it Live. Just a couple games announcements. They said that are going to be coming to Game Pass in July. We've got Cricket 24, Flock, Journey to the Savage Planet, Magical Delicacy, Neon White, All-Star Brawl 2, Golden Idol, The Case of the Golden Idol, and Chia. Nothing incredible. There's a couple things there I think I might want to dab on. I think Chia is probably the only one out of these that I think I would probably play at some point. If that's something you'd like to see, let me know. Overall, let me know down in the comments what you think about this release. Any of these games interest you? I would be very curious. And then, now that we touched on the good news from Xbox, we did have very bad news from Xbox. I remember just the other day, I tried to log on to Xbox Live and it was down. So as it turns out, many owners couldn't sign in for multiplayer streaming or other online features on Tuesday afternoon and into the evening. I read that it lasted several hours. From what I understand, it got resolved, but yeah, Tom Warren, as you can see here, he's from The Verge. I think he's from The Verge, isn't he? The name sounds familiar. Either way, but yeah, Xbox support was talking about it. I went to the Twitter on Xbox yeah, I'll call it Twitter. I almost changed it to what it's. I'm like, no, screw that. It's still called Twitter to me. All right, so yeah, Xbox is down, no good. I don't understand how, when you're a company with that kind of profit, that kind of money, how you can let your systems be taken down. But hey, whatever. And then I guess just the last few things I'll touch on for this week is just kind of what I got going on with me. I mean, something, I don't know, I would love to know if you guys are watching this as well, but I just yesterday or the day before got caught up with The Boys. I would love to know what you guys think of that show. I've seen every season, and yeah, I just got up to episode 5, so now we're just waiting on episode 6 to come out. I think that's in like a week and a half. I'm enjoying it. I definitely think, in my opinion, this is probably the weakest season of the 4 so far, but it's still a really good time. Still better television than most other places, so I don't know. I'm enjoying it. Again, down in the comments, let me know what you think about The Boys and what you've thought about this season so far. I know there's been some controversy, seeing as how people are just catching on that it's like a super political, or it's got political leanings in the show, when it's like, yeah, obviously. I mean, I don't think that's ever been a secret. But I definitely think the reason why it's popping up is because this season is probably the most on the nose in terms of some of its political ideologies and stuff. So whatever. I mean, I've always seen it. It's not, again, I don't feel like The Boys was ever trying to hide that. But yeah, pretty interesting. Again, let's talk about The Boys. Why don't we, huh? So next up, last thing I want to touch on is I'll be going on vacation soon. On the 11th, I'll be gone for about 5 or 6 days, so there will be a break in the content there. And I just wanted to, I think I might do another one. I know I just started these and I'm already taking a break. Next week, I may try and pop one of these out, maybe Monday or Tuesday, depending on how much. I feel like if there's not much to actually talk about, I may wait until after I come back and do one. Try and allow some of the more, some more juicier things to kind of pop up and have something to talk about, come back from break. But yeah, guys, that's all I really got to say. I'm hoping that you guys like this more direct way of kind of chit-chatting with you guys and letting you updating you about what I've got going on, and to kind of go more in depth on stories and things that interest me. Again, apologies for the podcast kind of going away. It's just because it's hard to get all of our schedules kind of balanced out and all set one way, and we're all up at different times and waking, and it's just, you know, some people have kids, wives, and stuff. So I 100% understand. But yeah, let me know down in the comments. Again, like, share, and subscribe, all that good stuff. But most importantly, I would like to know if you like this form of kind of my communication with you guys. I actually really liked this so far. Hopefully I can try and make this shorter. Than I went on forever talking about Dr. Disrespect, so hopefully these could be a little bit shorter. And I don't know, I kind of went on just because I found that topic super interesting. But yeah, once again, thank you so much, guys. Hopefully you enjoy this. I'm going to be, today's July the 4th actually, so I'm going to be doing another, starting a new game stream. I'll be playing a Zelda game, so feel free to kind of follow me along on that journey. So anyways, thank you so much. I love you guys. I will see you maybe next week or the week after. Stay cool. All right, bye everybody.